Hi, this is Elle. I just wanted to say that this video ends with me and Ginge co-conscious together, and that happens often, but it's never happened on camera, and watching us just like have a conversation in one body out loud is like really weird for me to watch. Because I've just never seen it before, so I don't know, I just wanted to say that. Enjoy the video. Hi, my name is Ginger from the Mage System. I am the primary protector. I am 24. Today, I wanted to make a video about what switching feels like because I feel like that's a commonly asked question and it's a very interesting feeling and kind of a fun question to answer. So, thought I'd answer it for you and also kind of demonstrate a bit because there are things that I'm describing, and whenever you watch someone switch, sometimes depending on the kind of switch, you can kind of see what I'm describing happening. So switching, whenever one alter leaves the body and another alter comes into the body, it is quite an interesting feeling and it involves dissociation. So in order for you to understand what switching feels like, you have to understand what dissociation feels like. Dissociation that is normal and that everyone experiences is like whenever you're reading a book and you've gotten to the end of the page and none of that information absorbed or went into your brain, and you think to yourself, what was my mind doing that whole time? I was not thinking about like anything at all. Or whenever you're trying to get your brain to work when you're reading, but it just won't work. So you're just like, he threw the ball. He threw the ball. What does that mean? Like you're just trying really hard to read, but it's not working because your brain just won't turn on. That's what dissociation feels like trying to be in the present, but it's just not working. So if you're going to switch out, you will start getting kind of dissociated maybe. It doesn't always work like this, but this is just kind of one type of switch that I'm describing for you here at first. Is let's say a negative trigger happens. Somebody says something offhand to you, and you can tell it's upsetting some of your brain. So maybe you feel like kind of a rumbling or upsettedness in part of your brain, and you don't personally relate to why. Like, you're like, that comment, like, I don't feel bad about it, but like something in my brain is like weirded out by that, and it's not you. What's happening back there is a part of your brain is triggered, but you're not triggered because you're not the same thing as that part of your brain. It's another alter. You're just kind of spaced out, and you're like, my brain's just not doing it anymore. We're just shutting off, and you're just thinking to yourself, and it's that same feeling of trying to read, but your brain is just not working, and you just kind of like, oh, I guess my brain's just not doing it anymore. It's just slowly fading out, and it gets harder to talk, and maybe if you're trying to describe something, your brain starts describing it in an overly metaphorical or subconscious way because it's like your conscious brain is shutting down and now you're just talking however your brain is just going to talk. So perhaps you stop making sense, or maybe your voice starts talking like the alter you're switching to. Like if you're switching to a little alter, maybe your voice will start to get kind of little, as they get closer to the front. And then I would describe it like I've heard somebody else describe it, I can't remember who, but it's like changing a camera lens. Like you take the first one off, and then it's blurry as like all hell for a second, and you like can't see anything, and then you put the next one on, and then you can see clearly. That is like so close to what it feels like. Another thing I would also describe it as, if you're an alter that's coming into the body, is it feels like you're swimming, and like there's resistance, so it's like kind of hard, but like you're like swimming closer and closer to the front until you can kind of figure out how to orient yourself in the front. Once you're kind of faded out, you just kind of start retreating to the back of your head, and then this other alter is kind of swimming closer to the front until you can kind of orient yourself in the body. And whenever you switch in, it feels like you're waking up. Or like whenever you're driving and then you reach your destination and you realize, holy cow, I don't even remember the whole trip because I was dissociated the whole time. I don't remember the drive there, which is normal levels of dissociation. Everybody does that. But that's kind of what it feels like. It's a similar feeling to like waking up. Or if you just watch like 15 episodes of a show, that's a bit absurd. 15. And then you get up and you start looking at the real world again. It kind of feels like waking up, and that's what switching in feels like once you orient yourself in the body. And of course there are other types of switches, like sometimes you'll just be in conversation with somebody and an alter will just keep getting closer and closer until they're like co-conscious with you, and then eventually they'll just start taking over the whole thing, and that just feels very smooth and natural. Like, I don't really know how to describe that because it just feels natural, you know? So now I'm going to try and switch into L. Usually switches into L are pretty simple, so I don't know if I want to use music because that'll make it too easy, and I kind of want to demonstrate how, like, maybe you can see what I've just described happening. So I'm going to try and do that. Hey, this is interesting to just wake up here and there's a camera filming me. Hi, my name is Al. I look like Ginger. She did a good job though, like she really did a good job making the body not look like itself, at least I think. Alter switches in on camera? Switch caught on camera, 4K? Damn! So I don't know if you could see what a switch was like, I don't know. She kind of, whenever you force a switch like that, you kind of have to like go inside your brain and try to locate the other alter and ask them, because it's not, if it's not spontaneous, you can't just be like, switch now, brain. You have to kind of make contact with that energy, and try to ask that alter to get in your body. So that's kind of what had to happen. Whereas if she played a song, I'd probably naturally go to the front, but I think you still get the effect either way. Having a hard time staying in front. I think it's because I'm looking at myself and I look like Ginger, so it's like automatically like bringing her forth. Yeah, I'm co-conscious. Hey! We're both on the video together. We're both co-conscious together. This does feel weird, because whenever we are co-conscious, it does feel like you're sitting next to me. Hi, we're both here. Are we gonna do it? Are we gonna like put like a label like, this is who's talking for each of us? Yeah. Or you could just kind of tell with what direction we're looking in, because I do kind of place them in like space whenever I'm talking to you guys, so like I'll look over here, and then whenever you're talking, you'll tend to look over here. I don't really know why. I don't know why it's designed that way. Yeah. Yeah, I missed you. I missed you too. I'm really dissociated, so I think we should end the video. What do you think? This was Ginger. You want to say bye? Bye. Okay, I'll see you later.